All right, so welcome again to Military Guna TV. Thank you very much for joining me. And as you know, it's going to be a short one. Please don't be disappointed, or please don't be upset. It's going to be a short one, people. It's early morning. People are still at work. I'm just going to run through this video. Don't have the entire day to stay on the stream. I have a lot to do, most definitely. So what we're here to discuss is this particular Nation League campaign. This is our first time participating in the Nation League, right? I think so. And what we can say from this, I personally would believe it's a successful one. But major question is, do you guys believe that it was a successful one? Big up IS Abdi, massive respect. Big up Trey Moon, thanks for coming in. You guys are early. The big question is, was this a successful Nation League campaign? We might factor in all the issues that got involved, but we have to look at what the context as it stands looks like. What are the context as it stands looks like? So I have to look at those factors. But before getting the details, very much so, people, smash the like button. Most definitely, really appreciate it if you guys hit that like button. We are going to give this Nation League campaign a rating, and we're going to look at the Nation League campaign on a holistic view, not just one particular game. We're going to look at it on a holistic view. We're going to view it game by game and all the context per game. This will give us a better idea of how we can evaluate the tournament and where we saw ourselves going, and what we let me say that again. The preconception what we have going into the tournament versus the outcome that we are now facing as it stands. So we're going to get in that. As I said, guys, please, may I beg you to hit the like button as you come in. Hopefully I will remember maybe in the half-hour region to tell you guys hit the like button. Maybe that's the region that I'm going about. But please, guys, as you come in, smash the like button. Really, really appreciate all those who are coming as it stands. Roland Codner, big up Codner. 7 out of 10. Not bad. Suriname first leg performance was horrible. I agree. It was terrible, man. Really, really bad. Probably we should have gotten a win versus Mexico. Tough, I think so, but it'll be tough. Terran France, we can get better moving forward. I most definitely agree with that. I'm going to do a stream specifically for Paul Hall, for the gaffer. Because we have a few things to discuss with Paul Hall. I'm also going to be discussing the under-20s, the Reggae Boyz under-20 team. So I'm going to discuss some stuff that should have happened that didn't happen with the under-20. So maybe that would be for tonight. The stream about the video about Paul Hall would be maybe it's almost midday or a little bit after midday. I'll be doing that. So let's get straight to the details. I don't want to waste any one of you guys time, because time is precious. So I don't want to waste any of you guys' time. So that's the reason I try my best not to let my videos go for too long, because time is quite precious. Time is really, really precious. All right. So let's get it going. Let's get it cracking. Let me see if I can. Nope. All right. So we're looking at the table. So I'm going to start off first. As I said, it's a holistic view. I'm going to have a look. We'll be looking at it. Big up John Neo Brown. Massive respect. Thanks for coming in. Let's start off with it. Let's start off with the squad selection. That is the first aspect of it, the squad selection. Now, many, and I mean many Reggae Boyz fans, many of the fan base did not like the squad selection. I mean, there was so much disputes, so much angry people about the squad selection. Many people, as I said, never wanted to see some players. They wanted to see other players, and we didn't get that. So there was a lot of discontent in regards to the squad selection. Nevertheless, people are saying that Paul didn't select the squad. People are saying that JF still depending on the squad. And I would I'm a part of that, actually. I'm a part of that, most definitely, because all the evidence would have pointed that this squad is not so much of a strong squad. But What it would have taught us is that, what would have learned from that is, when you have a team under Paul Hall together for a time period with sufficient training and trying to get match fitness, you can see a team perform at an acceptable enough standard. People are going to say that it's Suriname, it's just Suriname. People are going to say that it's Mexico B or C or Z or K or whatever team. But if you should put the context, if Reggae Boyz should put out their strong or the best 11, I do think that we would have seen a more significant team or a stronger team than that we have seen being deployed in the current Nation League. So we could say that that's Reggae Boyz C team, possible, or B team. We could definitely bring that argument just the same. So we starting off from squad selection. There was a major issue with that. Now, let's govern the issues surrounding squad selection. We understand that it was Paul Hall who selected the squad. We understand that players didn't accept the call. We understand that players didn't get called. So these are all the variables initially at the start. So the squad as well as 60. So let's move past that now. The squad is selected. We would have understand that these are the players that we have going forward. And guess what? We have to cheer them on. We have to support them just the same. So we're going to go up now against the first game against Suriname. There was a whole build-up about how Suriname are doing well, all the work that Suriname are doing, and Suriname are bringing players from here, Suriname are bringing players from there, Suriname are getting players from over there, but this Rona Mount Diablo, Tumbuktu. That's all the information that's going out. That Suriname are getting players from all across the globe. Everywhere in the world, Suriname are getting players. And their team is so structured. Everything is getting right. And all these aspects. And I'm like, I'm not buying none of that crap. I am not buying. I wasn't down playing Suriname team. But I was not into any of that. Not at all. Both games that we played, I predicted that Jamaica should have won that game. Both games. Now, the first game, we did not win the first game. I need to come out of this. Let me hide this just a bit. So the first game, we did not win the first game. We did not win the first game. But as I said, we got the team, and we have to go forward with the support. We have to go forward with the support. We did not agree with the squad selection, but as I said, we have to go forward with the full support because we are fans. But remember that we're fans. Yes, I'm an analyst, but also I'm not official analyst. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I don't get paid to be an analyst. I get paid to be a fan. But most definitely, I do analyst work. But I have to have that fan mindset because it can't be a sense in which, boy, I'm that stereotyping on. No, I can't do that. So, when we're going to be playing against Suriname, all the information coming out from Suriname is that they have been doing well. They have been putting a team together, new coach, players from Eredivisie, players from Netherlands. So, on all aspects, we were supposed to get dumped. I've seen people doing combined 11, and Suriname players almost fully combined 11. The only player could have made any combined 11 was Leon Bailey or Andre Blake. Even Andre Blake get fight. And that people rough on the Jamaican players them. And I'm saying that I stand by them and say that, hey, this Suriname team is not good. What I do know about football is this. This is how I look at football. If you get 50 players to come in and you have 1 week to prepare those 50 players to play some 1 week to prepare those players, it will be difficult. Reason being, those players have never played together. They don't understand that. They don't understand the aspect of playing together. They don't know what it means. They're not understanding what's going to happen. One of the things that Paul highlighted is this. Paul said that he wanted players who played the last previous games, like last 2 or 3 games. He tried to ensure he called all those players that played the last 3 games. He tried his best to get those players. The reason for that is continuity. That team was looking good. They were getting better. If you realize the last games on the Paul, people were arguing that why aren't we getting the wins? We're still losing. We're playing better, but we're still losing. Paul motion was this. Let's continue doing that. Eventually, the results will come. So let us continue pushing on in that direction. And I agree. So despite there are other players that I wish I would have seen in this Nation League, I don't know the reason for their absentees. We have only heard speculations, and Paul came out directly saying that he sent out invitation to these players, and he got excuses from particular amount of players or whatever. So Paul already put it out there that he questions some of these players and the reasons why they won't be available. He questions that. So he questions some of their commitments, in which he has his right to do so. I would have done so as well, as a fan. No, listen to this, what I'm saying now. So going forward, right? This is what happened going forward. We played against Suriname team. We realized that this Suriname team was not good. We realized that this Suriname team was not as good as how the hype was. So this is the hype, and this is the team. So I'm like, these guys aren't good for the first game. And that game drew. Yes, it was pretty much a balanced game. Both teams had the opportunities. It was a balanced game, and the game draw. Now, after the game, all information came out in regards to traveling. Yeah, when the players arrive at the stadium, all these issues came out. So I'm like, okay. So if the Reggae Boyz did not even get the opportunity to warm up before playing the Surinamese team, and they still went out there and take strong account for themselves, that team ain't ready. You can't be ready under those circumstances. And you cannot beat us. You generally you're not ready as yet. You're not ready. So in my mind, what is going to happen when the team get the opportunity to settle down, just get the chance to settle down and put in a few proper training sessions in that aspect? That is what that came to my mind. So I'm like, oh, come on, this team won't beat us again. Our challenge just like that. That's my thought. Let me run through the comments. Comments are going mad. Jano Star. All right. Roland says, so far, Javier Brown needs to step up his game. I agree. His passing is poor. Jamaica on a whole can't keep focus for a full 90 minutes. I do think that's something that we need to work on. I do think that most of the team needs to do some form of, for football, psychological evaluation, football-wise. Because I do think that most of the things that we are facing is a psychological thing. How do I know that? When we were playing against Mexico, and we went 1-0 up, we started to smell fear. Our behave as if we have already won the game, or it's the last 90 minutes where we're going to keep the clean sheet, and we started to play extremely safe. And I'm like, that's a psychological thing. More so, we should just keep doing what we're doing. We started to play a bit different. Even though you can hear coach's instructions barking loud, despite the sounds, the coach was barking loud. I highly doubt Paul Hall has any voice. So I'm like, this has to be some psychological aspect of football that we're not understanding. So that's how good. I'm getting a phone call. Yeah. So I do think that we need to do some of that. Just a little bit of that. Most definitely. Trey Moon said the squad selection was poor. I agree. Yeah, it was poor. Not many faces that people wanted to see. Big up J Dice. Haiti looking promising. I'm hearing a lot of about Haiti now. You can only play with the cards you have, and not everyone is on the same level. That is so true. J Dice said Suriname never get with 3 points. LOL. They can't get it, man. Roger said Haiti look good again. Big up Ryan. Massive respect. Military Guna TV. Big up yourself, brother. Keep doing a great job. Big up, bro. I want to know, so I want a big man, no man. I want a big man, no man. Me just a little man, you know. I do a little thing, you know. I want a big man, man. But bless up, bro. Massive, massive respect. Thank you very much for tuning in as well. Roger Grant said, someone injury, you know. Ryan said, big one love Reggae Boyz Nation. Yeah. Steiner said, it take many games to build chemistry and system of play. We can only hope we get the very best players come on board early. I agree with that. As early as possible, it would be better so that we can actually embed them in our system and our style of play. Roger Grant said, our host, no in order, so you can't expect players to come to commit to that. I agree. But in the same sense, who is go on? You didn't show, you know? You have a nice background here.
Yeah, man. Me differ with one of your comments with Emma. Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I just a nice background.
Yeah, man.
All right, yeah.
Me differ with one of your comments.
No problem, man.
Really and truly. The Suriname comment. I don't think people overhype Suriname in many ways. I think that the reason for the hyping of Suriname is because of the poor selection of the Reggae Boyz team. Not only that, give Suriname credit. They have been doing well in terms of their program, trying to do a lot. If we were doing as great as them in terms of our recruitment, we would be far ahead right now with competing with Canada and US. That is my belief.
Agree.
Right? My problem is this with Jamaica national team. And I see a post I think this morning about Andre Blake. I didn't get to comment, I watch and I promote the video. However, bro. You see them comment there, create division. And I love how you break it down and make man know the listen. When you have an organization that is so corrupt as the JFS, you cannot blame a player
for not wanting to commit.
For not wanting to come in, and not only not wanting to come in. My problem is this: you have players who are trying to get into the Jamaica team for years.
Agree.
And the JFF is looking at some of them. And you cannot go say the man them want to come. No. Not for them are trying. Look at a youth like Johnson Clark Harris. Look how long he has been
years.
Hey, I am ready and want to come. He might be for years and man just politics. Understand what I say?
Yeah, I agree.
So the federation don't look for him. But you still see Blake sometimes needs to just shut his mouth, focus on football. You are not the coach, you are just the captain. Who you get to play with, you play with. The selection is not your time. But you know, I realize the Jamaican people won't want too much our friend them. Some of the man them friend them not good enough, brother. And going forward, we need to do better on a lot of position.
Yeah.
The front line is good. Our midfield have major problems. We have a major problem with the back line as well as the right back. Our left back, even though our left back, we can say we have a good lead and a Omar Bell. We're still having issues with the left back and the right back also, and even the center because game you know sometimes.
You know, me not look on SAR. I was looking at one of the things that I realized is that it's not specifically a player issue with the left back position or even the right back position. I do think, all right, with right back, I would say that Javian Brown need to be a little bit more refined on many different aspects of his game. With the left back with Bell, I saw the issues with the left back. There was a big gap between Junior Flemings and Amari Bell. Many of the time, Junior Flemings want to go forward.
I agree with you. I agree with
you
100%.
The reason I see that, you know.
I couldn't blame Bell there because Junior Flemings always a play out of position. We don't know how to do that.
Well, let me tell you what going on. So, because Bell and Junior Flemings, they're right, because I go over the grandstand, then they're right in front of me. I mean, I look on the gap, I mean, I say, okay, this is not a player problem right here. This is actually more of a coaching issue. And let me tell you how the coaching issue come in play. Because these guys are playing a new system, they are still trying to adjust and learn how to master that particular system. And I would understand that they won't perfect it right now. So that is what I saw and said, okay, I understand the reason why this is happening. I could see. But the important thing that I took out of it was this. They are consistently trying to do the same thing over and over again, trying to get it better. So that is one aspect that I really like. So that means that is telling me that they are listening to the coach and they're following the coach's instruction to the T. So that's off to the team and also the coach.
I agree with that, brother. But I tell you the truth, bro. Blake, as a captain, should not come out and make a speech like that.
Agree.
Them friend them, brother, the man them friend them not good. Them friend them not good. Admit the fact. Lambert, Speedy, we can do it with them money right now. Them not ready. They are not. And let's admit the fact. We need better CDM and we need better creative midfield going forward. Rather than doing it, but let the man them let him down, brother. We have enough front field going forward. You have a Jamal Lowe, you have a Leon Bailey. Give Fleming him credit, he's playing well also.
Yeah, man, he play with the captain.
We're not going to beat him. Fleming do well. We have a Bowser, we have Mikel Antonio to come in. We still have a Kemaru, which we're not saying okay. We need to start the midfield and the defense out properly, brother. So when you go back them speech, the other man have to come in. This is a cycle. Player he jump in and out of form. You have to need another man. So the day should come now. Blame the federation, brother. You as a captain just focus on football and allow them things. And cut your crap, man.
Me agree. That is the reason why we did the video now. I came clear. Me speak clearly saying there's two factors.
Respect your point.
Yeah, man. Because I have to do it quick, because people are gonna. It's just as people are gonna bash him. I know that people are gonna bash him, so I try to do it as material as possible so that people can understand on different perspective. And I would actually get the feeling why I would say that. Let me tell you why it would come across like that at this point. If just come from a game, a tough match and play, when them get the points, when they get the well-needed points, they might tap a group and then just don't play. Emotions are high when players just don't play. So they will say things, they will do things some of the time after them say, right, it really did say that. So if you're doing this for a long while, I realize that yeah. But him should not yeah.
This one is accepting not only for Jamaica, also in club. You have to learn to control your emotions and understand your surroundings, bro. Understand the situation that you are in, even as a team. Understand what I say? When you have to create more division, I am disappointed in that comment. As much as I understand where he's coming from and agree that players need to come.
You shouldn't say it.
Whether you have to understand, say, I'm now going to say, I'm ready to the because we have a shitty federation.
Agree.
The man, we call in and say, them interested, and the federation take 5-10 years to get them in.
That's true. So what I've realized, what I've gotten to find out is this: in regards to the federation, right? Whenever there's a player who says he's interested, and they find it difficult to find a connection between that particular player and Jamaica, that's a player that the federation will not really push their hardest to try and facilitate them joining the team. That's what I got to find out. But whenever there's a player who says he's interested and 1-to-1 a link make and automatically grandparents or parents and the name, everything accurate, boom, it happened quickly. And I have seen situations where it happened to quite a few players as well. In recent time, I got that. So,
the reason why me feel away in military, and that's why I call it.
Yeah.
I play can watch that show, yeah. Me as a fan, I tell him straight, as much as I respect him, his comment was utter rubbish. And the reason why I tell him, why me would have said that, you can't watch some, Blake himself is a man when you're ready about a friendly. And that's what I say.
Yeah.
So because my name does divisive, brother, it isn't necessary right now, we don't need it. We just come off a fair World Cup campaign. Right now, you feel trying to encourage as much people come in. You know, feel trying to divide people right now, brother.
I agree.
I really feel about the comment here next year. I'm not going to lie. I'm just in man to know better, brother. Because you know the federation that you have. It's not that you don't. It's not that we have a perfect federation where you can say, yo, man, no come.
Man, no come.
You know the federation.
But question. In the event that he's speaking from, remember now, so Paul Hall came out openly, you know, and say some of the excuse that he got for some of the players not coming, and Paul Hall said that he didn't really take it lightly. He took those excuses as a bit soft and lack of commitment.
I'm talking about fine. I don't have a problem with Paul Hall making it comment. Let about new players who are interested in it.
Okay, yeah, in that sense, yes. Yeah. Two different contexts, true.
Who they are under committee. Who they are under committee, Paul Hall know what to do, and I will support him on.
Agree.
If they are not committee, just put them away.
Agree.
And that's what I say.
Yeah.
His committee is not talking about. He never said. It's about the man when the committee. It's not commitment and statement. In statement is if you want to play, come from now. So you are showing shade at people who say they're never ready or who say why them are wait. Fine, no problem with that. But at the end of the day, knowing that there are persons who are ready at the federation, still draw them out on them. Look at John Clark Harrison playing a friendly with him, still can't come.
I agree. The defender there, Lati Bodier, who look really good.
Exactly. Lati Bodier look really well.
Yeah.
So you have to say, man them become now. The man them put all them interest and them come, but the federation keep letting them down. The federation is not doing as much as they can to help the man them, brother. So you have to take 3-4 years to put them man there, and then you have to cost them never want to come. Blake needs to just focus on football and allow things to the coach. And him administration, brother. That is my team. We need to just shut him out.
Yeah.
Because him do things when he's ready that is not right. And people still so when
you still getting full support.
You cannot show shades when at the same time you do your same nonsense, brother. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man, I agree with that.
As much as we respect him, Andre, a comment like that you should not make. Straight up. If you watch this, brother, your comment.
I think you watch it, man. I big platform them man watch it.
No, man, them watch all the while, man, brother. No, but when I see them watch the platform, them watch them. See?
Yeah.
Anyway, bro, we live on the world.
Big up, man. Thanks for calling in, man. Yeah, man.
Keep loyal, we love it. Bless up.
Bless up, man. Bless up.
Yeah, man.
Unseen. Blows and skirt. Unseen. Well, on the unseen. Oof. I try and find it right now. We just send it. All right. So big point in bring across it. So I totally understand. All right, which one me there again? I don't say I forgot to me there. All right, so me finish the Suriname first game. I think we finished the Suriname first game. So me discuss according to how the Suriname first game run off, I would expect that the second game would have been a lot better. Reason for that is that team that we played against Suriname was, even though the selection was depleted and was not proper, the team that we used to play against Suriname was actually weaker than the overall selection. So there was no Boza, no Ravel Morrison, no Amar Bell. So there was significant less quality in the team. So I spoke to Dion Burning, and he said before the game, the second game, he said to me that the thing about it is that Jamaican team has gotten a significant improvement, specifically knowing that Shamar Nicholson comes in, Ravel Morrison comes in, Amar Bell comes in, and he's actually one of the Ryan Elipsey a call. Big up, Ryan.
Yeah, military, you hear me?
Yeah, man, I hear, man. What going, bro?
Bless up yourself, man. All is well with your family and thing?
Everything good, man. We have life, and we have to give thanks to the Father who provide life, you know?
Alright, that's the greatest thing. But military, alright, I call
we talk about the statement that Andre Blake made. Right? I think that's the right comment he made, in my opinion. Know why?
No. Let me tell me now.
No, this is my opinion. You remember last year when him said the same thing on Sportsmax?
Yes, him said on Sportsmax.
Alright.
And we beat him for it too. Me when I
beat him for it.
Yeah, man, we beat him for it.
Alright. I don't know if you learned from that mistake or you want to continue with that mistake. I know I beat him and I apologize. I think him right. Right now, military. Some of the England born player, them no one play them friendly and them no one play some of them league. Them play bush league. Understand? Some want to play and some don't want to play. Fair enough. But if you can't come play and help build the team in a these competition and friendly game, it don't make no sense to come and play the big game. And I'm right about that. We as fans and we as vloggers have to learn from our mistake. JFF have a point to pay to. They are one of the problem too. Because many players show interest in them want to come and it take so long to call them. Yeah. That's why it's going to come back down to the coaching, it's going to come back down to the technical committee. Yeah. They have to on the same wavelength. We can't make the same mistake. Over again. We make over and over. So right now when you look at the team, progress has been making, but in certain era we need the quality player them. And that's what Coach Theodore Whitmore didn't do. He were building the team, having the team as a unit together for over 5 years, but he still continue stick with player like O'Neal Fisher and Alvis Bowie. I came out and where he could have go and get upgrade on some of these players. When you look at this Reggae Boyz team, we need 2 more midfield. We need a number 6 and we need a number 8. We have a lot of striker. Defense, we have to make sure we get it right. We have defender, Ethan Pinnock injured. Leon Moore have a season injured out for the whole season. So he cannot come. So we have defender them. Yeah. And just the midfield, the right back and the left back. Military, I'll tell you that, brother. JFF have a part to play, and I understand Andre Blake's frustration. We can, every minute we call up the team, we're calling up 8, 5, 6 new players. And the fans, they want to understand that too. We know that we can't understand. When we have passed Andre Blake for that. In reality, the man attack, the players, they must come now. All the time, the English-based player, them. Some of them wait till World Cup qualify and Gold Cup, them are run come in. And when them run come in, we as the fans, we have to say, yeah man, bring them in. Where it can't work like that.
Alright, so my fans want to know. How if you come or if you jump on board when the house is broken? But I would say to that the house is still unbroken.
No, but Andre Blake now said this from last year, brother. This is much of the chemistry of the team. You don't need all 12 players. When you bring in 12 players, brother, it's going to mash up the chemistry of the play. You're looking certain here, right? Alright? Jeff Van Brown realize that he's not up to speed as yet. Let's put him let's put him a second choice or a third choice. Bring in a better player. Alright? See the position Lambert, he is not up to speed. Let's make him become a third strike or a fourth strike. Let's bring it, identify the position, brother. We can't bring in, brother, the fans them, brother. If we do the same mistake like that, that means that the fans them will learn. The whole of whip on YouTube make the mistake. The fans them make mistake. Sometimes when we make mistake, we can say, yo boy, you know, so true. Me play football, brother. It's very difficult to bring in 5, 6, 7 players. Yeah. When new to the team, these are the World Cup, these are the game, the Nation League, and these are the game that players have to come and say, hey,
to get the gel.
I'm willing to come and get the gel because it's important. Because remember, you know, at the same time, you know, we don't have the under 20 where the players must stick together. We don't have it, you know. So when we play these friendly games, these becomes important game for us to build for the thing. And local player too. Someone when they are called, so we need everybody have to pull together. That's all I'm saying in the military. Yeah, man. If have them point to flow, and thing. But what Andre Blake I say, fuck.
Me agree. Me tell you, yes.
Understand why fans are getting on this man. The English-based player, them when you look at it, brother, big man thing, brother. When you look at most at I would say 75% of the time when you call the local player, them meaning the
but this is what Robert.
They will be there.
Well on Ryan.
They will be there.
Right.
Some of these Jamaican players, they will be there. They
on Ryan.
always make themselves. Yeah.
In every video me do right, this is what I highlight. I agree with Andre Blake comment 100%. But there's another factor to it. So in the event, a player like, as the caller just make a reference a while ago, a situation where we have Johnson Clark Harris, who I try to get in at the program from 2015. From 2015, he might try getting at the program. Right? And would have seen that Johnson Clark Harris get the opportunity now to come in the program. He would have seen as if Johnson Clark Harris had joined the team when things nice. Right? But after 2015, he might try.
Yeah, but
how will you explain the one?
So, yeah, I agree. That's a mental said come back down to the JFF. Because JFF knowing the love run go for these English-based players when World Cup qualify come around.
All right.
Because they realize it. So that's what I say.
This is what I say.
Military, it have to come. Everybody have to do the JFF not supposed to overrule Paula. Paula and the man who coach the team. They're supposed to be there to assist and give him everything. So it come back down to everybody have to be on the same part. The JFF have to be on the same part. The coaching staff, the backup, everybody have to be on the same part. But what we as fans, what we as people we as the new media, we can't make the same mistake we make last year and the year before and 10 years ago. We can't continue bringing 8, 5, 6, 7. This is why I say anybody who want to play no military, come. I agree with that 150%. And while I agree with that, JFF coach, everybody needs to make sure that they do the right thing. So
all right.
Remember, it's not everybody like Johnson Clark right now. Who you going to play when you look at the forward line? When a Mikel Antonio and a Kemar Roof and a Shaman Nicholson and all of these players fit.
But if what if you ask yourself the question, why Kemar Roof is not here? Why Mikel Antonio is not here? Why Andre Blake is not here? Andre Gray is not here.
Alright, that's the next thing. That's what I would say. Even this thing with Paula say commitment and thing, like the last press conference him do.
Yeah, man.
He need to do more. And this brother here when why do they run the thing? Brother, press conference will go over. This 30-minute thing now will work, brother. This 30-minute thing now will work, brother.
Me never say nothing till and I might try rush it thing to as well and them kind of something there. So
Bro, we need, if them not even, they need to have more than one press conference. Like, talk over why these players are come. Just give the truth. Boy, Mikel Antonio have a long season. We can understand that. Boy, Kemar Roof have a long season.
Yeah.
Recover fully fit. But
explain
yourself.
Explain the reason.
Explain now and them leave a lot of speculation, brother. But anyway, big up yourself.
All right, big up.
Anything you have to say to me now, you can just say it. I will be listening.
Yeah, man, no problem, man. All right, no problem. All right, big up, Ryan. Thanks for calling in. No, man. I gotta explain. I gotta explain it now, man. So just go and listen in. All right, so let me explain now, people. With what Andre Blake said, for me personally, I agree. I agree with what Andre Blake said. I agree with what Ryan said. But there's a but. For me, there's two sides to it. So I have to factor in, because I have known for sure now that there are players who are trying to get into the system or be a part of the team for years. For months. For months, they're trying to get into the system. But because of the incompetence of the administration, these players don't get that opportunity. So if those players would have joined at a later date, it would have most definitely look like as if they're coming in when the glory is all the glory time. In which I am saying that it is not that case. It is not that case at all. So what Andre Blake said, there's two factors to it. I agree with what he said, but there's also another variable. The variable is JDF. The JDF come right in between that. So this is Andre Blake's comments. Very, very solid. Team should come in now. Start the rebuilding process from now. If you want to play, come from now. Let's see what you have. So in the event later down the line, if you're not cutting it, we can move on from that. In that case, but look at this now. We have Omar Hutchinson, a young player. So we have a Jamar Clark. We have a Jamar Clark who's in the youth setup. Tyler Adams. These guys who are in the youth setup, right? 2 years from now, these players are playing for top clubs in England, and they have represented us at the youth level, and they want to come and represent us at the senior level. And they are facing problems from the JFF that it's going to cost money to bring these guys in from there and all these aspects. So they ignore all these players right through the friendlies and all this because they're saying that it's friendly. We don't need to pay so much money to bring these players to come and play friendly. So they ignore them. When it reaches the big competitive time now, that is the time that the JFF said, okay, let us bring in these players at that point in time. And guess what? The players who were playing all those friendlies, the players who have been there throughout the entire time said, why these guys are just coming in? Not knowing that JFF was the one who ignored these players because they're saying it's going to be too expensive to bring them in just to play friendly. So they didn't even get the opportunity to really gel with the team. So that is the two correlation there. It comes across extremely toxic or extremely undermining in regards to what they want or what they stand for. But secondly, the big factor, the big elephant in the room is the JFF, who would have actually allowed them to look like that. Jeremy Nakad, big up Jeremy, no go on.
Yeah, man, morning. I'm sorry, good afternoon now.
Afternoon. I'm on if you miss yourself. Bless up.
Yeah, I listened to your show yesterday when you touched that topic here, and I was writing an op-ed about this until as you come on and I hear you guys, talking about the same thing. Mm-hmm. I was watching the USA press release the other day about some players that were excluded from the women's team. And the coach come out and put out a statement why this player is not in and why this player was not out, right? Mm-hmm. And some players come back in. We need to do that more. And we also need to hold the JFF more accountable for transparency. Paul Hart also needs to do a lot more press conferences. Mm-hmm. And we need to ask them, say, you know what, why, so it's a door that's open now, right? That's we start to realize, don't say, a lot of lies were being told, right? Mm-hmm. So these English-based players, because how some people, feel about them, you call it Johnny come lately, right? Yeah. And it's not some of these guys' fault. Even Michael Antonio, he said that he wanted to join JFF from a long time. Yeah. And they keep on turning him down. So these are some of the things that people need to understand, right? That it's not just the players' fault. But I'm not just going to keep on going over what you guys are saying. So I forwarded some stuff to a couple guys yesterday that came out in the paper because over here, the press keep going at the USF, at the US soccer, and the press keep going at the coach. So they have to disclose why certain players is not out, right? Mm-hmm. Is that in there was excluded, right? It goes back to the Reggae Girls squad. There's a couple of players that's not in the squad now that was in the final 4 games, right? Mm-hmm. The last 4 games. And we haven't had a press conference. We don't know why. Even the players deserve to know why. We don't know what to call them. So this is the kind of stuff that is going on, right? And it make the overseas players look bad, right? When we don't really know the whole factors that maybe, So we have with that, A lot of them don't want to show up when this and that. We don't know the full factor because the JFF is not coming out in the light. Mm-hmm. And the coach needs to do better. So anybody that's going to take on as coach needs to come out and do a press conference. You understand? Mm-hmm. Because it's like from back to us, and it's a create a dividing factor between different sectors of the players and the public, right? So So by you bringing this to light now, you know, right? It opened up a side now because people were thinking just one way. And by listening to you the other day, I was like, yes, to back foot. I wasn't thinking about that, right? I wasn't thinking. So this conversation is something that you need to keep on pushing, brother, because you open up something, right?
Yeah.
You open up something, so you need to keep on pushing this. So it's open. So people need to have the mind open. It's not just the overseas players. The JFF and when Whitmore was there has a lot to, you know what I mean, has a lot to play. But let me ask you one last thing before I leave. By you bringing in a player like Johnson Clark, right, and carrying him to Catalonia with an inexperienced team, how can anybody judge anything off of that?
That's true. You can't have a proper evaluation of him.
It's not fair to him.
It's not fair to many of the players that played. Remember, many of the players played had their debuts. So it's not fair. It's not fair to any one of the players.
It's really not fair. It's really not fair. You know, you just carry a player and just throw them on and just go back to the game where we played against Mexico when all these guys just come in the very first game in our Jamaican shirt. Michael Antonio.
No, it's a game against Panama.
Roof and all them. Against Panama.
All right.
All that, right?
Jermaine,
everybody, go ahead.
let me say something to you. That team that started against that Panama team, I am 100% sure that if you should tell any Jamaica, I put that team on a piece of paper and said, do you believe that this is one of the best teams that Jamaica can ever assemble? I believe that everyone would say yes.
Yes.
But if you look at the team that we put against Mexico the other day, the team against Panama will surpass the team against Mexico in quality. But why was it the result so varies? We could say it's the coach. We could say it's the coach.
No.
We could say it's the JFF. But let me tell you for sure. What I do know about football on the field is that if I don't know how you play, we will have problems. If you're my teammate and I don't know how you play, I don't even know which foot you use, we are going to have problems. We are going to have problems.
The last question, but I have an important point to bring up to you. Two important parts. I live in the States here, and I have a lot of cousins from Panama. A lot of Jamaicans live in Panama, and then, I have some living here. So the game that was supposed to play against Uruguay, right? Panama just played them the other day. It was Panama under 20. It was their B team, that went to go play them. And they said the Panama team get $300,000 US. You know what I mean? To play them.
Okay.
But my point is though, why couldn't we send? Why were we? Because I'm hearing different stories on this. May I ask?
All right.
So why wasn't we allowed to send our under 20 team or whatever? Because according to my friend, according to the source, and it's true, Panama did not send the national team because they had a game the following day. The same day.
All right.
They were playing in Nations League. So he was asking me, why is this bullshit? I heard about, excuse my language.
Yeah.
Jamaica, this and we just send our kids over there.
All right.
Our kids that want to go play in Uruguay.
So this is what happened, right? So this could be also another story that you hear as well. But this is from what I've understand and what information I've gotten is this. Paul Hall never wanted to fulfill that fixtures. He was the one who never wanted to play that fixtures. The reason for this is he would have understood that the squad is already not a strong squad, right? He would have understood that the squad is already not a strong squad. When he look at the squad, he look at the time period between the Suriname game and the Mexico game for that particular game, the Uruguay game, to fit right in the middle of it. When will, including traveling, layovers, when will the time appear where the team would have gotten some sufficient rest to play the Mexican game? And what is more important, qualifying for the Gold Cup or playing a friendly?
Yes, I get that. I hear what you're saying. But my point, I heard that Uruguay said, if it's not a strong team, they do not want it. So it's a different report. So if Panama can send them weaker team, right? The B team, the C team with kids and all that, right? Why couldn't we allow to do that too? Because I heard that they said they want this strong Jamaican team. And that's what my friend was talking about. That's what he was saying. He said, why were we allowed to send our B team and you guys could not allow to send your B team? Because when I was heard that, Uruguay wanted our strongest team. And they knowing that not was the team that came from Panama was not the strongest team. So I'm hearing
which team would you, but which team would you send to play that friendly?
No, I would not send a strong team.
You think we can muster a team? You think we could have muster a team to send, and who would be the coach? Who would be the technical?
No, I am not even. Here's my thing. Though. I'm just asking if the question is because I'm, usually I'm answering that I hear several different stories.
Okay.
From the thing and that, you know what I mean. So at this point, because if we now could have said, okay, I need a strong team, you know what I mean, for this, right? But we also need the money, and them said the reason why Panama went is $300,000 US. Hell yes, you know what I mean. The kids can use that, right?
Yeah.
And the game was in the US, so them went for the money, right? So. Just to think of it, the stories I'm hearing, that's the only reason why I'm saying I hear several different stories. Now, I know that we don't have a strong, blah, 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 right? But think of, the money. We could have sent, and I respect Paul for that, putting his foot down and say, you know what, I'm not going to use the same guy, which I do agree with that because Panama did not use the same players. It means that difference of the players, right? But do you think, let me ask you this now, do you think now that we're going to keep the squad that we have right now, right? For the Gold Cup and find some other guys that could be strong enough? Do you think so?
No. If some of those players that didn't turn up for the Nation League, I would strongly assume that the players that will turn up for this game would be of lesser quality for the friendlies. And think about it now.
I think so.
A lesser quality team going to face against a top Uruguayan team, what's going to happen? What would we learn from that?
That's what Panama did. They got beaten 3-0, right? But they sent players to get some valuable experience.
At this present moment, Panama is ahead of us, really and truly.
Yes, they are way ahead of us. They're way ahead of us.
So Panama, second string team, possibly good enough to challenge, to give a good account for themselves. I don't think we have that.
That's true. Because a lot of those players, they play in Central America and South America. They play in South America League, because that's where most of the players go. Because when our players go into the, what you call it, USA League and some third division in Europe, because they speak the Spanish, they speak the language, and some of these are really, really, they're really good players. They go to South America, they play in the Argentine League, they play in the Colombian League, they play in whatever league, and they play the type, type of soccer. But there's the only reason why I mentioned this was because I heard several discrepancies, and I want to know which one is it. Did we not want to send a squad? I respect Paul, for that.
I think that squad fall in the same time as according to the internal affairs when they were having the major disagreement on many different factors. So Paul actually made that call. Yeah, at one point I heard I heard information that Dalton Wint himself said that he will select a squad to go and
pick a team.
Yeah, he was going to pick a team.
That's where they all have to be on the same page where the coach
exactly
everybody has to come together and make a decision. This is not, we know it's about some money, because I remember when Winfred Schaefer was in, and this is something that everybody started looking. It was Bush World Cup I think it was a 2018 World Cup, and South Korea, was looking for a friendly against us, and put that team together. And you know how far South Korea is, right?
Yeah.
If you fly into Africa, Asia, and South Korea, Africa and Asia, it is, and Australia is far. It's like a 2-day flight,
2 day,
right? Yes, 2-day flight, man. It's long, man. 16 hours, man. It's so long, man. Oh my God. 16 hours straight flight. I couldn't do that, So the game was supposed to be 12 o'clock on the next day. Do you know that some players just got there midnight and was going to play the next day?
That's terrible. That's terrible.
It was terrible. I'm going to find the article and send it to you. Players got there less than 24 hours before.
Wow.
Right? And all them could do was just go in the pool and do some pool exercise. I mean, this don't help us, big man.
No, not at all.
You understand?
No, not at all. And that's really, really disturbing. That is extremely disturbing.
And not only that, this player was never playing together. So when the guys then got there, your midnight, play the next 12 hours, right? Yes, them get the money, but I mean, now, so if we get the money and put it to good use, we don't know what them do with it, But
Cyan, German, Cyan said, who else, German, send that team, I would never kick a ball together. If we go play a team. So, man said that's a disrespecting man in 300,000.
Well, no, I'm saying, No. I'm not saying that we should or not. You know what I mean? I'm just saying what I was hearing. You know what I mean? That Uruguay did not want the team that is not the strongest team. But the reason why I'm saying that is just the inconsistencies and different stories. So sometimes you don't know what to believe. So that was just. But I agree with Paul Hall. I'm not just gonna send that team because to get some beat up. You know what I mean? Blah blah blah. And I want to learn nothing. You understand?
Exactly. If we get beat, make it first thing get beat up so we can learn from that. The first team can learn from that. Yeah, man.
Yes. But you were right about Panama's second string team. They're way better than, you know what I mean? They're way ahead of teams that we have right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Respect for taking my call, big man.
All right, big, no problem, man. Come on, man. Big up, man.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
Yeah, man.
All right, so people, go back to where we left off. So we move on now from the Suriname game. We move on from the Suriname game, the second Suriname game, in which I thought and I would expect that would win. A lot of comments, people. I highly doubt me can keep up with the comments. Highly doubt. Jeremy said JFF admin out. Hashtag change one Jamaica. How much Jamaica they have both? Jeremy Mitchell said Cyan Hall. I don't think I under. What? Cyan said, and who else German? Oh, so not reason each other. So I'm reading the comments. And not reason each other. Johnny said, guys, keep in mind we only see a few of Paul Hall type of players into the Catalonia game, and I think he has much more players to come in. Paul Hall recruitment not finished yet. Big up Karim said, my issue when we call players is when we call them not based on performance, but just because they have the parent heritage. Who did you do that to now? Who calling that based on performance? Karim. Boss Thomas said, military, remember that some of the man them will pay their own money once they get called friendly or not. I agree with that. Man them willing to pay their money. The man them willing to pay their money. Blame the JFF for not putting together a decent team to collect the cash. You have to prioritize. And the coach prioritized the Nation League. And fortunately, prioritizing the Nation League got us the Gold Cup. Qualified to the Gold Cup. And also we have a strong chance of getting to the second round of the Nation League. So that's a positive. And then if you look at it that way, it's a good move by the coach. Jeremy Mitchell said, Cyan Hall, I am saying that if we are recruiting, we need to get players that are better than what we have on the national team currently. Agree. All right, so second game against Suriname now. People, you see that? we started discussing the performances of the team, overall aspect of the campaign, you know. So second half, the game against Suriname at home, as I did alluded to, spoke about that. Better players coming in. Ravel Martin came in, Boza, Amarbel, and we literally started off the game good. They started off well as well. Bissessoir, oh my word, bad baller. Bissessoir, a bad baller. Hands down, bad man, a baller. You know, in the community, and you say, oh, I'm over there say bad baller. I see him come a ball, feel like I know that them man a bad baller. You them Bissessoir, a wicked baller. Anyways, on the field, I'll say kick him down. That's how I'm upon kick him down. But nevertheless, team put in a performance, 3 points, 3 goals. What else could you ask for? And unfortunately, never get the clean sheet. And Jamaica really set in a good prime position now. When we played Suriname, we're still in the mix, in and about the mix, where confusion still in the team, problems, issues, the resignation of Dalton Wint, the president signing off the check. All of these things are happening. A little bit before the game. And fans turn out with their banners. Enough is enough. JFM admin also. All of this is happening. This is a continuing thing, a continuous activity. It is happening straight in a small time frame. Everything happening. All this happening. Big up one family boss. Massive respect. All this is happening during that same time period, right? So then now, face Suriname, defeated Suriname. Come out to Wednesday morning. JFF again. Went not handing his resignation until guarantees. So of all of these things happening same way. Reggae Boyz still try to stay focused, even though all them things up on the head. Reggae Boyz on TikTok I do name a country challenge, name a player challenge. All them something happen. Be a craziness happen right through. Training session. Now, players get on contract COVID, Blake out, Blake come back in now for the Mexican game. Aaron's in, not Aaron's. Jamal Wade came in. Scarlett came in. So all of these things are happening on a continuous amount of activity. Hey, people. Yeah, but just remember, guys, smash the like button. just remember, people. Just remember, hit the like button. Now check now if you see how much like it there. Can be said about 60 likes. I know, man. See there? Barely 70. People bring like up to 100. I beg you, please. Please. I beg you. So going into the game now. Oh yeah, also Richard King got injured, so he didn't he wasn't going to play the last game. Leading up to the Mexico game now, things are get heated, right? Training session. Reggae Boyz have their squad match. Reggae Boyz putting in preparation, a lot of preparation, because now they have time to prepare for the Mexican game. And Paul did use that time efficiently. 2 training sessions, a morning, a evening. So he did put in a lot of work leading up to this game. He did put in a lot of work leading up to this game. On to the day now. Banners out again. Fans out in them black. I don't know. Coincidentally, the players then came out in black as well. Coincidentally, I assume the entire technical staff came out in black. I assume it's coincident. It's probably just coincident in my mind. I don't know. Me crazy like that. I'm a conspiracy theorist, people. Me telling already. I am conspiracy theorist. I'm a conspiracy theorist. So players out in them black, fans out in them black, protest states black. Not really major protests go on, just people turn out in them black and banners up and all and kind of something there. Yeah. But we never want to distract the players them. Ball game start. Early out, Leon Bailey hit the back of the net. Vibes nice. Things are going good. Mixed feelings throughout the game. Things are happening at the game. Mexico equalized at the brink of halftime. Going to the second half now. Game finish. People was worried about Tope, worried about Lambert, worried about Javin Beard. So there's all these issues surrounding it. But nevertheless, we got the 1 point, which I do think we could have gotten the 3 points, but we only got 1 point, and the players are happy about it. Yeah, the players are happy now. I didn't remember to say that Leon Bailey said big things are happening. Still I wonder why big things still. Still I wonder why. But I say go. So in an overall aspect, that is how the campaign went through. From my eyes. You could see it different from my eyes. That's what I saw. That's all the happenings that I saw from my eyes. Nevertheless, we finish the campaign now. I'm gonna bring up the table. Let me bring up the table. This is what the table looks like. All right, let me take down the banner. Take down the banner. All right, so this is what the table looks like as it stands. So in League A, Group A, which I do believe we got one of the strongest group. The group that I was so fearful of. Jamaica played 3 games. Mexico played 2. Suriname played 3. Now, as it stands, I think the Mexican team are going to play. The Suriname team will play another game. All right, that's it. I think that's it. No, they have one more game to play. So Jamaica is at the top of the table, people. We are at the top of the table in the toughest group. We are at the top of the table in the toughest group. Ahead of Mexico. Can you imagine? Ahead of Mexico. We are on 5 points. Mexico on 4. Suriname on 3 and 1. Sorry. Group B now with Panama, Costa Rica. Panama is at the top of the table. Still haven't conceded a goal. Wow, that's good. That's really good. Group C, Honduras at the top of the table. Canada second. Can you imagine? Group D, El Salvador. USA second. So, as it stands, all the favorites, the 3 favorites, are in second position, which is USA, Canada, and Mexico. So they are actually not in the desired position that they would think or they would deem to be in. All right, so E-group professor Paul Hall need to shut the hell up, bro. This man does not believe in his own 16 and 7. This man does not believe in his own 16 and 7 crap. If he does not believe in this bench, why call the players? Action speaks more than words. Well, you get the job done, you know. So I don't see why you're upset, you know. You get the job done, so I don't see why you're upset. Why are you upset? Why are you upset? Can you imagine they make 4 or 5 changes and then now we end up losing the game because the team lose momentum? And then I guess why Paul make so much change at the end of the game? People, hey, one thing we know about Jamaican people now, cannot satisfy them. Gonna stop gaslighting. LOL. USA and Canada got got Concacaf. I know. I just say, come on. People can call for players, yes, but I know for a fact say if Paul Allen bring on a few players, substituted a few players, and we end up losing the game, be a problem. Be a problem no is that cost. Be a problem. Okay, let me continue. On a holistic view, for the campaign so far, I do believe that we had a tremendous campaign. Despite all the issues. And all the issues that we have is the reason why the results on the board is so spectacular. The results on the board look so good because of all the underlying factors. Mexico, USA go through them problems. Canada go through them problems. Mexico go through them problems. Everyone is having their problems. But guess what? Jamaica is at the top of their table. Jamaica is at the top of the table. Unseen said Mexico go pass it and go on 7, but we have to beat Mexico at their home. And I think we can do that. Ika Reek said, you know the team play good when Oral Tracy comments the team. Oral Tracy don't like the coach. I don't know what Paul did to Oral Tracy. He doesn't like the coach at all. Based off how he speaks, I would say. Based off how he speaks. Ika Reek said, you know the team. I just read that. We can beat Mexico. Can beat the Mexico. Of course, we can beat the Mexico team. Cyan Hall said, imagine Hall said that he did not invite Daniel Johnson because he plays the same as Ravel. During the game, there were where he had players falling on their faces. He had no replacement for Boza and Leon. Players were on the bench. We don't know why as yet. Why Paul Hall did not make any substitution. I haven't heard anything clearly for the reason why he did not make any substitution. So I cannot really beat on that. I can remember the last time Paul Hall made a substitution when we played against Mexico and he brought on Alvas Powell and we lost the game. Everyone was saying why Paul Hall made that substitution. That's what everyone was saying. Paul Hall doesn't make any substitution. No, everyone was saying why Paul Hall didn't make any substitution. Now the funny thing about it, when he did do something, he didn't get the result. When he didn't do anything, he's getting bashing. So it's tough. I don't know what the guys want. Sana said we have enough time to plan and bring the strongest team to Mexico and get a win. All the leagues will be in season and players fit and ready. Agree. Mad Vibe said, Guna, me know say I saw it go, man. I saw it go on. So Jeremy Mitchell said, Ravel coulda dropped back and Johnson came on for sure. Jamal and Aaron's were there too. Mad Vibe said, go and do your thing. Yeah, man, me go and do it, man. Me go and do it. But as it stands, Paul will get beaten for every little thing. If he do, will get beaten. If he don't, he will get beaten. Tough Rudy said we can beat Mexico in Mexico. Drop the 5 worst players. Replace them with Antonio, DJ, Pinnock, Stewart. You said Pinnock twice. One person said for the first, the coach and the guys actually are patriotic, and you can see it is every mistake. Every mistake is shown uncomfortable for the players, and that's good. They want to do their best and win. I agree. Listen. When the game I play, you can see the players and want to go back to their old ways, and they try their best not to go back to their old ways. And they play from the back, and no matter how uncomfortable they are, Andre Blake with the ball at his feet, very uncomfortable, very nerve-wracking for me. But he tried the best to play the ball from the back because he realized that is how we want to play. He realized that is what we want to do. And that's just how it is. When me there, when me reach. E. Curry said, people, the game play already and we didn't lose. Stop complaining. I say, God, man. People are going to complain about everything, man. Tougher, you are spot on. Iko. Not Pinochle. Okay. I believe we have enough time to bring in better team, to bring a better team to Mexico. Well, bringing a better team, we have to win. You could probably say, Bridget, the only other substitution that Paul Hall would have made would have been Jamalo, who was injured. Therefore, he could have only made one dege change. I'm going to say the word, one dege change. Oh boy. All right, people. So here we go on, people. Well, we are over the 1 hour mark. As you know, it's me again. It's military again. Always closing out the stream early. People, me can't talk for so long. Me have whole heap of work for the people. Me have the tier 2 for cover. Me have the JPL for cover. Me have a whole lot of things to do same with people. So if me sit down and talk for the whole time, none of that I'm gonna do. Not one of those things are going to be do. So people, all those people who took the time out to come in this early in the morning, really appreciate it. All those who call in, Jeremy and Ryan, thank you very much for calling. And Ryan, again, I understand. Big respect to the points you bring across. I agree with it as well, most definitely. And I also have the other factor in where JFF is a big part in many players not coming in at the appointed time when most people believe that they should come in. Like right now, why aren't we seeing Omar Hutchinson? Why Omar Hutchinson hasn't really necessarily sorted out his papers as yet? What's stopping him? Why in JFF really trying to push for that? Demar Gray, why in JFF trying to push? Well, yeah, Demar Gray situation. Yeah. But other players as well. The Luis Baker and these guys, why in JFF trying to get these things over the line from now? So these are aspects that we can most definitely look into and said that despite what Andre Blake's comment, these are the JFF is a big factor in the reason why that hasn't happened as yet. Nonetheless, I do think that his points are very much valid, and I 100% agree with them. Campaign for me, I would give this campaign 8.5 out of 10 due to the fact that all the issues that surrounded the Reggae Boyz, and they still push through and got the points, and they know at the top of the table. And that is a big hats off to the captain, to the vice captain, to the entire team, to the gaffer, to the coaching staff as well, to everyone that works with the team, to the kit man, everybody. Big respect to everyone that is in and around the team. Massive respect. And you guys really pull through to get the result, to get things done. Big up to you guys and everything that you're doing. People, everyone who tuned in, massive respect. Guys, I would really appreciate it if you get the video to 100 likes. I'm not sure if you guys can do that. 100 of you guys are watching. Over 100 of you guys are watching. If every one of you guys hit the like button, it would have most definitely passed the 100 like margin. But we don't know why we not did it. We don't know why we not did it. People, big up. DNA, yes, late. Massive respect. See you guys again later. I try to do a stream later tonight for the Honor 20 team. Big up, people. Look out for that. Massive respect. We are out. Peace out.
I think it was answered a little bit, but considering that Richard King is out injured and the addition of Jordan Scarlett, does that change how you want to start the game defensively as opposed